Hello! Have you wanted to know more about my mid-year freakout over diamond painting and books and all things crafts? Good news, you're in the right place for it. I was tagged in a mid-year freakout for diamond painting by a couple different creators, and today we're just going to be going through that. If you're new to the channel, welcome on in. It's good to see y'all. Glad you're here. My name is Em of M Asks Why, and I do diamond painting and other miscellaneous yapping on the internet while we're here. This piece in front of us is Eternal Embrace by Christian Riese Lassen. I have been working on this for the Be Happy DP Along, hosted by Diet Coke and Diamonds and Diamonds at Tiffany's. And the event is pretty much either work on a bee painting or a painting that makes you happy. I say it makes you be happy. I don't have any bee kits because I'm not really a bee girly, but this kit definitely makes me feel good to work on. I'm super excited. I have managed to finish the section that I needed to finish for the event, and I'm going to keep working on it. So this kit is huge, like enormous. Let me see if I can show you. Okay, so this is in my logbook. This is the whole thing, and this line right here is this. So I've gotten this little bit done. In terms of squares, it is 10 down and 7 across. It's almost 104.8 centimeters by 69.9 centimeters. So this thing is a hoss. It's a beast. It's my first big kit, but I'm really enjoying it. I think what I'm going to do, though, because of the way it sits on my desk, is I'm going to take the whole painting and I'm going to shift it. Since I did this, I think I'm going to work this way, but I think I'm going to work up the canvas a little bit. And so then I'll work on this half last. I think just for logistics reasons, but we'll see. I'm probably going to end up bouncing all over the place on it just to make it fit on my desk. I had wanted to use little rollers, and that was not going to work out. But anyway, I digress. That's a whole thing. So anyway, first up, though, I'm going to refill some of my containers with the next drill packs, and I thought I would do that while I start to answer some of the questions. So I was tagged by Diet Coke and Diamonds, and I was also tagged by Lena over, oh gosh, what's Lena's channel's name? I think it's World of Diamonds. I'll have them both tagged. And so I was tagged by both of them, and so I'm a little delayed. This tag was originally created by Katie over at Diamonds and Washi, and there's a Bookstagram/Booktube Mid-Year Freakout that apparently all the book people do every year. And so Katie has adapted some of the questions to fit for diamond painting. So I'm going to be answering those. And then afterwards, I am going to answer the book questions because I am a reader. I do actually have a Bookstagram account. I haven't updated it in a minute. If you want to follow me on Instagram, it's M Asks Why. It's the same thing. It just tends to be where I post my reading content. I've been on a little bit of a hiatus from it, but I'll talk about that in like a whip and chat. I'm not going to go into that now. Anyway, we are going to refill some drills and answer some questions. So, 939. Let's see. I did one of these last night. Let's see if so 939. Okay, I don't think a bag will fit, so I'm going to put that aside for now. The very first question, DP Madness Mid-Year Freakout, my favorite kit that I've worked on so far. I think my favorite kit that I've worked on so far was the one I finished just before this, which was Daylight by Puffy Gator. I had such an incredible time working on that kit. I used the enhancements from DP with Sparklers, and the colors and just the joyfulness of it. It was wonderful. I had a really great time. It's rounds, and so I thought I was a little hesitant about it because it's rounds, and I'm not super much big a round girly. Wow, that was some great wording right there. I've discovered I'm not really a rounds person, but I had a great time with it. Everything lined up nicely. I would absolutely do it again, 10 out of 10. So that was my favorite kit so far. What is my favorite new release kit or new accessory this year? Oh boy. This is my first like full year of diamond painting. And so early this year, I went all in terms of figuring out, okay, what do I like and what do I not like? So I tried a bunch of things from a bunch of different shops. So I have a ton of new things that I love. But let's see. Accessory. I think the accessory that I most love is going to be one of my pens from Black Wolf Woodworks. I'm just going to show this one because I think it fits with the painting. So Black Wolf Woodworks is over on Etsy. I love the pens. They're hybrids. They're super lightweight. You can see how like beautiful these colors are, and then this gorgeous wood. So the hybrids, they all are different colorways and different woods, and he intuitively turns them to just kind of see like what shape would fit best for each blank. And I love it. I love them so much. They're really comfortable. They're really easy for me to hold and use for long periods of time. They're great. They're wonderful. So that's my favorite accessory. My favorite new release this year. There's been so many good ones. Let me see. What would be probably I'm looking at my stash. I think Hear Them Whisper by Miss Holly or Monty by Chrisabug. I think those are my favorite new releases. Hear Them Whisper by Miss Holly I actually own. And I just think it's beautiful, and it's got so many wonderful little drill like enhancements. I haven't seen anyone work on it yet, and so I'm really hoping that maybe I'll be able to later this year. What's my biggest disappointment? Oh, okay. The biggest disappointment. It's probably the holiday kit that I did at the beginning of the year. Gosh, what's that kit called? I did start it last year, but I finished it in January. It's, this one. Christmas Fireplace by Susan Wingett, Diamond Art Club. I had a terrible time working on this kit. The glue was awful, like super slidey, super weird. It's like it didn't cure. I had a really hard time with it. The confetti was all over the place and just like not fun. It wasn't fun confetti. It was rounds. I was really looking forward to this kit, and I did not have a good time in the club. It was did not enjoy it. The biggest surprise. What was my biggest surprise this year? This is Random 310, just hanging out. What was my biggest surprise? I think just figuring out how much I really enjoy square confetti. Like, I did not think I was going to enjoy that. I did not think that was going to be my thing, and that I'm really into these big kits. Now that can change. That taste might change, but for now I'm really enjoying. Okay, I don't actually need more 310s loaded up. I'm really enjoying working on these big kits, these big square kits, and that's, I think that's going to be my biggest surprise. What is my favorite new to me shop or accessory? So I know I mentioned Black Wolf Woodworks, but I'm not going to say the same thing twice. My favorite new to me shop, there's two that I'm thinking of. Either I'm going to say Bijou Bliss. I'm going to say Bijou Bliss trays are my favorite new to me shop. Because I enjoy the trays so much. They are really high quality, really nice with the magnets. Here, let me get one to show you. So this is the narrow size. This is the narrow size. And this one I actually got on the second sale they had recently, the B quality, which I I guess maybe there's a scratch here that would make this a B quality, but otherwise I really couldn't tell you what makes this a less than perfect tray. I really don't know. I'm really excited that I got this one because this is the May with Yume, which I did actually participate in May with Yume, but I didn't buy any accessories for it. So I was super, super happy that I happened to just randomly get this one. But so I love their trays that they've got the 4 magnets and then the funnel spout also, the stopper also is magnetized. So the lid clips on it. You can stack them and they'll stay together because of the magnets, but the magnets aren't so strong. They're difficult to get out. The quality of the print is super nice. I don't have any of her custom trays yet. This is a yet. So just a straggler. But I do have 2 of the Zodiac trays, and I'm debating, do I want to get all 12? I mean, like, I know I want to get all 12, but am I going to get all 12? Or am I just going to get a few? And then I also have, let me reach it. I can't reach it. I have one of the little mini size ones. So I have 3 different sizes from Bijou Bliss trays. But yeah, this is my favorite new to me shop, I think. Just because I had such a hard time figuring out what I wanted in a tray. And then I finally took the plunge on these thanks to Messy Girl Crafts and her undying love for Bijou Bliss. So highly recommend. Who is my new or current favorite artist? Chrissa Bug. Chrissa Bug is my current favorite artist. I don't have that many Chrissa Bug kits, which is a travesty. But I've been really enjoying seeing her art. I recently joined her Patreon, and I'm enjoying all of those updates. And I've come to really like how her art renders in diamond paintings. And I don't think I'm going to become like a completionist because she has so many kits, but I'm going to start collecting them more. And I'm really enjoying the portraiture and the kind of like magical feel to it all. It's just really nice. So that's my current favorite artist. What's my new or current favorite genre or theme? I don't know. I don't think I've been diamond painting for long enough to have like a favorite. Here, let me put these down. Give me a second. Yeah, I don't think I've been diamond painting for long enough to have a favorite theme, just because I'm trying a bunch of different things, like intentionally trying a bunch of different things to figure out what it is that I like and don't like. And I don't really have a favorite yet. I know artwork that I like, but in terms of how that translates to diamond painting, TBD. What is a kit that has made me happy? Because I don't want to repeat my answers. Oh, the spring mystery along from Jaded Gems Shop, which I'm still working on. I'm working on it kind of in between other things. I'm working on it like slowly, but intentionally slowly. I have been really enjoying that kit way more than I thought I would. The background has been rendered in a really, really interesting way. The drills are beautiful. It's my first Jaded Gems Shop kit, and it's just kind of stunning, honestly, how it's coming together. Yeah, I've been really enjoying the way the background is rendered, and I'm really, really, really enjoying the mystery kit. I had thought I would like the mystery kits, and I'm having a blast. So I definitely want to do more mystery kits. I haven't bought one from Diamond Art Club yet, but that's going to be in my future. I just am waiting to find, an artist that I really like. There is one mystery kit where I know what the image is, and I really want the kit, but I haven't hunted it down on a D-Stash group yet, but we'll see. And then if Jade continues to do more mystery kits, I'll probably do them. I'm not going to do the summer one, just because I'm a little behind on where I want to be with kits and things. So I'm not going to do the summer one, but I would definitely do fall and or winter if she comes out with one. So that is something that made me happy. A kit that made me cry. I have 2 answers for this. So the first kit that made me cry in like a not fun way was the Feline Familiars by Bug. And not because I don't like it. I think the kit is beautiful. I think the colors are stunning. The final render is gorgeous. I just really did not enjoy color blocking those rounds. I had a really hard time with placement. I felt like it was really difficult to get them to line up. I thought the drill field was maybe a little bit too gappy. I don't know. I did not have a good time placing the drills. And it made me want to cry because I was so frustrated. And yeah. And then another kit that made me cry, but in a good way, is the Little Mermaid kits. The Little Mermaid kits from Disney. I have two of them currently. I have one where it's Ariel and Flounder just kind of like on like a pale blue background. And then I have another one that is the scene with her and Flounder and Sebastian next to the rock. And when I opened that kit and I saw the color scheme and just seeing the render, it absolutely made me cry, like tears of nostalgic joy. The Little Mermaid is my favorite Disney kit, my favorite Disney movie. And I watched it a ton as a kid, and it just, the nostalgia really hit me. And so, yeah, that made me cry in like a fun way, a good way. Happy tears, tears of joy rather than tears of distress. So then the last question for the diamond paintings is, what kit am I most anticipating working on this second half of the year? And oh my goodness, I don't know. I have got to film my stash video where I upload my stash either into Google Spreadsheet, which I have been using, or there's a new app that I was interested in trying out. But I've got to do a stash update video because I think I just need to sit with my stash a little bit to remember. At first I was going to be really looking forward to working on a Lo-Fi Cali Girl by Yume, but I don't think I'm going to have time in August. And I really want to finish this kit and the Spring Equinox kit if I can. So that way in September, I can launch full tilt into Drills and Chills. So I'm not going to start a new kit until I definitely finish this one. Because I don't want to have more than 2 whips going of like bigger kits. If I start like a tiny little thing for travel or whatever, that's different. But for big kits, I don't want to start. So I need to finish. And like, I'm looking forward to my Drills and Chills, but I'm mostly looking forward to like participating in it more so explicitly than the kits. Let me just peek over my stash real quick. Yeah. I mean, I have kits that I'm looking forward to. I have a lot of kits that I really like. I just don't know when I'm going to do them. I'm not saying like, oh, this is one that I'm definitely going to work on in the next half of the year. So I don't know. Because I'm going to do Mabon for Drills and Chills, and then maybe Witch's New Year for Drills and Chills the second month, depending on how fast I finish Mabon. I don't know what I'm going to work on in November. November is a big open question mark because I don't know what Christmas kits are going to keep coming out from Diamond Art Club, and if I'm going to want to work on one of those, or if I'm going to work on one of my other fall kits. I'm leaving November open intentionally. And then December, I'm definitely going to work on a Christmas kit, which I don't have one. I know I need to get a Christmas kit, so I'm leaving myself that space to do that. And I'm assuming I'm going to pick something up in Black Friday. Like, let's just be real here. It's Diamond Art Club with Black Friday. So I don't... I guess my most anticipated is going to be whatever exciting Christmas thing I find. So that wraps up the diamond painting mid-year freakout. Oh no, goals. I have to look at my goals. Yes. I pulled out my logbook last night. Sorry, this is sticky still. I'm not going to do a total logbook flip through, but let's look at my goals. I've got to stop hitting the mic stand. Where were they? They were in here. Here. Okay, goals and plans. Get my stash down to 5. No, absolutely not. This is not happening. my stash has increased. It has not gone down, but my stash has increased. It's around 20 right now, and I feel okay with that. Like, I'm good with where my stash is at. Keeping it around 20. I had wanted to get it down to 5 because I was in this weird headspace about overconsumption and consumerism, and we were feeling really tight in our previous townhouse. And so I just kind of set this arbitrary number, but it doesn't really make sense for me. I don't want to go higher than where I am now. So I'm kind of got to go to like a 1 in, 1 out, which I'm okay with that. But setting it at 5 was just, it doesn't really fit. It doesn't make sense. So I'm letting go of this goal. Only by licensed artwork, still doing well on that. No problem there. That's going well. Try out Jaded Gem Shop. Yes, I'm trying out the Spring Mystery Kit. Loving it. Try 1 small shop pen. Done. I have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 6 small shop pens from 1, 2, 3, from 4 different shops. Yeah. That's going well. Stick to my craft budget. This is hard to say. Have I stuck to the really strict budget that I set at the beginning of the year? No. But I also haven't necessarily gone super wild with it because I haven't bought other craft supplies and I've really scaled down some of my other purchases. So I may not have stuck to my craft budget, but I also haven't blown my big overall budget. Sorry, that was Barnacle. He rubbed on the camera and that's why it moved. And then make a diamond painting YouTube video. Done. Channel is started. We're working on it now. Love that. Yeah. So my goal overall for the year is enjoying my rent. That's my like theme for the year. My mantra is, and I said that because I really want to like enjoy being at home. I want to focus on what I have. I want to live more slowly. I want to ease into sustainable living and figure out how to make life sustainable for me, and less consumptive. And so that's what that's about. Yeah, overall, I feel good about those. So, moving on to these are the books questions. I wrote them down because I was going to forget. I was not tagged by any bookstagrammers. I am just choosing to do this because I think it'd be fun. My stuff is everywhere. Trying to get to my drills. So, the best book that I've read so far in 2025. That's the first question. Oh, I should have re-looked at everything that I've read before I started this, because I'm not going to remember. What's the best thing that I've read so far this year? Oh, yeah, Momfluenced. This book, Momfluenced by Sarah Peterson. I forgot I read this in January. This was really good. This was a nonfiction. It's kind of a memoir, kind of not a memoir, an exploration of like mommy blogger world. And it was really, really interesting. Just talking about like the economics and the culture of momfluencing. I am clearly not a mother. Like, I don't have any kids. But there's a lot of phases of my life that overlap with some things like in motherhood. Like I'm trying to find ways to provide mothering skills without having my own kids. I don't know. I know that's like a super, super deep topic for this. But so the book was really interesting because it talked about like the cultural impact of momfluencers and some of the whys behind it, like what mothers and people who fill a mothering role, like what they are looking for in that community and kind of why it became what it became and how exploitative it is from like an industry standpoint. It was really good. Really, really good. Highly recommend. I also listened to a podcast by Joe Piazza called Under the Influence that is also about like mommy blogging. Different author, but same genre. Highly recommend. So that's my favorite book so far of this year. What's my favorite sequel? I don't really read a lot of series these days. I don't read a lot of series. I think the only sequel that I've read this year is, what is it? It's the second Court of Mist and Fury, I think. It's the second ACOTAR book. And I'm not going to say that's like, oh my gosh, my favorite, because I'm just not. So I don't really have an answer for that, my favorite sequel. What new release am I most excited for coming up? Ooh. There is a release that I'm looking forward to, but I don't know if it's going to... I know it's not going to come out in the second half of 2025, so I don't think that one counts. Oh... I'm trying to remember, like, which of my favorite authors has books coming out, and I am drawing a complete blank. I am sure that there are books that I will be very, very excited to read, and that there is something I just can't remember right now. So I have kind of intentionally disconnected from Bookstagram for a little while, more because of the Instagram algorithm rather than Bookstagram, the culture. I just was trying to like take a break from Instagram. And so I'm not as on top of like book new releases as I normally would be. And then I'm also really trying to read through my backlog. So what is my most anticipated read of the second half of the year? This one I can answer. My most anticipated read is The 100-Mile Diet. And I don't remember who it's by. It's nonfiction written by, I think it's a guy and his wife. I think a married couple wrote it together. I know it's co-authored by two people who basically are writing about how to eat locally, like how to eat within 100 miles of you. And I read Animal and Vegetable Miracle last year by Barbara Kingsolver. Kid you not, that book changed my life. I am obsessed with it. I probably should reread it. And she and her family undertook a similar project of like how to only eat local. And it explained a lot of the like benefits of eating local. And I really like the philosophy of it more so than a lot of other like dietary approaches from like an ethical standpoint. It just really aligns with my value system. And so I want to try and do that more. I want to eat more locally, like intentionally eat more locally, which in theory should be easy given that I live in an agriculture state, but is actually quite challenging with like everyday life and not being able to make food my full-time interest, which I don't really want it to be a full-time interest, but I still want to be able to make sustainable, ethical choices. And so I'm really looking forward to reading The 100-Mile Diet. I have it. It's not a new release. I got it from thrift books, I think around Christmas time. I think there was a sale. Oh no, last year there was a sale. Like some of their books were mega, mega, mega discounted, and that's one of them. What was my biggest reading disappointment? Waco. So for Morbidly Curious Book Club, their April read is Waco. I forget who it's by. And I still haven't finished it. I was so looking forward to this book. I'm really interested in the topic, and it's just not well done. It's not a well-written book, and I'm so disappointed about it because I'm just so struggling to get through it, even though it should be right up my alley. And it's to the point where it's put me off of other books from that book club, which is frustrating and concerning because there are other books that I want to read, and I'm on a mailing subscription to get the book club books every month. And so they're just kind of stacking up in my library. It's like put me in this nonfiction slump. I need to just like let it go. But part of me is like, no, I need to finish this book. I wanted to read it, and I'm so interested in the subject matter, and it's just, I have to let it go. I think I just have to accept the disappointment and get the book out of my house, because otherwise I'm just going to keep staring at it, frustrated and annoyed. So yeah, that's been a big disappointment. What was my biggest surprise in reading? Ooh. Normally I would say Momfluenced, but oh, no, my biggest surprise is that I am still reading the ACOTAR series. I reread ACOTAR a couple months ago because I was like, okay, I'm in a different headspace now. I know what this series is about, and I kind of want to know like what the deal is. Like, why is this so popular? Why is this having such a cultural moment? What is everyone on about? So I decided to reread it. The first time I read ACOTAR, I hated it. And I had a much better idea of what to expect this time. And that made it a lot easier because I went in with very low expectations, and reading it knowing that it's a Beauty and the Beast retelling, like loose adaptation retelling, made it a lot easier because that gave some context for some of the character choices that I was like, what? But so knowing that that's how the plot's going to progress, and here's why, is because of the structure of the narrative, like that helped. And then surprisingly, I was like, okay, I finished the first book. I'm going to give the second one a go. And when I had tried to read the second one before, I did it as an audiobook, and I could not get through it. But that's more, I think, because I am not an audiobook person. Audiobooks just are really hard for me. That's like, there's no shade in that. It's just me as a reader. I have a really hard time retaining information from audiobooks. So it's just not a format that is well suited for my reading style. So I read it on my Kindle, and it went much, much easier and much faster. Everyone was like, oh my gosh, the second one is so much better, which like, the second one was better. I will agree that particularly the second half of the second book so far was the strongest. Do I think that these are amazing, incredible books? No. But I do understand why they're popular. I do understand why they have the traction they do. They're fun. They're fun. They are relatively easy to follow along with. There's some action and some drama without it being too difficult or too emotionally taxing. It's really good escapism. So I get it. So I finished the second one, and I'm like halfway through the third one. I don't know if I'm going to read all of them. I know my wife wants me to. She enjoys them. Again, for the like escapism. And I'll probably finish the third one and then just kind of reevaluate as we go. So that's the biggest surprise, is that I have kept reading these books, that I didn't just read the first one and then swear it off for life. Which is honestly what I thought was going to happen. So, what book made you cry? I'm gonna have to look at my list again. Oh, no, I remember. There's a book, The Goddess of, by Randy Gardner. That book made me cry. I forget what it was specifically, but the main character is going through like a self-acceptance arc, and the way she talked about herself and coming to terms with like who she is and some of her abilities or non-abilities, that made me cry. That hit me in the feels in like a good way. Like I wasn't emotionally devastated over it. And on the whole, the book is like, okay, but it was very touching. It was a touching moment. So that made me cry. Then what's a book that made me happy? What did I read that made me happy? I haven't read anything really emotionally deep this year yet. I've been trying to read more fiction, which is going good in that fiction is easier to read for me. Like, it's faster than nonfiction, but it also means like not everything has the same impact. Let me see. What did I read that made me happy? Yeah, not much. I guess I'll say You Don't Need a Budget. And the reason I'd say it made me happy is because it gave me a new way to think about some financial stuff that felt really overwhelming for a while. So it's a little bit of a stretch, but yeah. Which also, to be fair, I don't read a ton of books that are in the make me happy genre. Like, that's not what I gravitate towards. But I'm hoping to be surprised in the second half of the year with more, I don't know, maybe just books with more substance. I've been trying to read from my backlog, which I have a ton of books in the house that I need to read, and I've been kind of stuck between reading things from the library and reading things at home. And so the second half of the year, I'm really going to focus on books that I have at home to try and get through some of them. Because like a lot of the books I have, I do genuinely want to read. I don't just have random books laying around that I'm like, yeah, that looks okay. I destashed pretty much everything that I wasn't super jazzed about when we moved. Gave a ton of books to Free Little Libraries, which I have no regrets over that. So now everything I have is stuff I really want to read, and I need to like do it. So what am I most looking forward to read by the end of the year? That's the final question. There's so many. I already said, what do I want to read? What's on my reading list by the end of the year? I really want to read a white collar crime book. I have a couple. I have the Enron book, The Smartest Guys in the Room. I have The Big Short. I have Lords of Money. I have a couple books on like white collar crime, and that's one of my favorite genres. So I need to read one this year. And then I also want to read one of the Sapphic trilogies. I want to read at least the first book of one of them. So there's three like fantasy books with Sapphic characters that came out all around the same time. Different plots, but they came out at the same time. So there's Priory of the Orange Tree, The Unbroken, and The Jasmine Throne. And I own all three of them, haven't read any of them, so I'm going to pick one of those to read. Two of them are really hefty tomes, which is fine. I just have to, like, commit. So I want to read one of those by the end of the year. And then I also want to read The Trader Baru Cormorant, which is a sci-fi. It's been on my to-read list for a while. I own it. I've just been staring at it, and I'm like, you know what? I need to get in this. And then I also want to read Braiding Sweetgrass by the end of the year. I started braiding sweetgrass many years ago. I loved it. Put it aside for a moment, like stuff was going on in life that I like couldn't really focus on it. And I want to return to it this year. I want to read it intentionally. What I haven't decided is, am I going to do an audiobook or paperback? I own both. I need to just pick one. But I think I'll read The 100 Mile Diet first, and then maybe read Braiding Sweetgrass right after that. I think that might feel really good, you know? But yeah, so, and then do I have any reading goals? My reading goal for the year is just to read from my backlog, which I am doing okay on. I got stuck on library books for a little while. I've been doing really well about not buying new books. I haven't bought any. I don't think I've bought any. No, that's not true. I've bought a couple new books, but they've all been from indie booksellers, and then like new copybooks. And then the other books that I've bought that are new to me have primarily been from used bookstores. So, and I've really scaled back on my book acquisition this year, which I feel really good about. Yeah, so that, and then I wanted to read, how many books did I want to read this year? Was it 24 or was it 30? Let me see. I want to read, 24 books, and I'm on track. I'm on track with that goal. And then I also wanted to complete the Overeducated Women with Cats reading challenge, which they do every year, and it's basically just different prompts, 12 different prompts of books, and I'm also on track for that reading challenge. I completed it last year. It's just a fun way to read a little bit outside of my normal genres, and it helps me because I own a lot of variety of things, and so by reading through that list, I can pick out stuff that I otherwise wouldn't have read, or wouldn't have prioritized reading, even though I own it. So yeah, so that's been fun. So those are kind of my end of the year goals. Who should I tag? I think everyone in the diamond painting world has already done the diamond painting tag. If you have not done the Mid-Year Freakout tag, I'm tagging you. And then in terms of the books, if there's anyone else who's interested in talking about their books, please answer the tag and then tag me in your video. Because I'm not on BookTube, but I like learning about what people are reading in addition to their diamond painting. So definitely let me know if that's interesting for you, or just answer in the comments. You don't have to make a whole video about it. Just answer in the comments. But I am going to wrap this up here. Let me place this little bit here since I picked up this huge line. Voila. This has been a lot of fun. Thank you so much for hanging out with me, and I'll see you all soon. I think I need to film I know I need to film another video, but I'll see you all again soon. Okay, bye!